All right, let's talk about something that's, absolutely critical for every independent auto shop owner in Arizona: workforce funding. We're going to break down how you can get your hands on some serious funds to hire and train your technicians and really turn your biggest cost into a major advantage.
So let's just jump right into it. I want to ask a question to every single shop owner listening right now. When you're looking at your finances, when you're thinking about the daily grind of running the business, what's the one thing that just eats up more money than anything else?
Yup. If you said hiring and training techs, you absolutely nailed it. It is, by a long shot, the biggest cost for independent shops all across Arizona. We get it. You live it every single day. And it's just this constant pressure on your bottom line.
But what if you could flip that whole problem on its head? Let's talk about the untapped funding sources that are right here in Arizona, literally designed to help with this exact issue.
Okay, so here's the deal. There are already federal and state programs with money just sitting there, specifically meant to help you with your hiring and training costs. But, and this is the crazy part, most shops never see a single dime of it.
Let's put a real number on this so it's not so abstract. How about $9,600? Imagine getting that much money for just one new person you hire. So, where does a number like that even come from? It's from something called the Work Opportunity Tax Credit, or WOTC for short. It's a federal tax credit you can get just for hiring people from certain groups. Think military veterans or maybe someone receiving SNAP benefits. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's also wage reimbursement. I mean, the state can literally pay you back 50 to 75% of a new tech's wages while they're in training. You can get money to upskill your current guys, get them certified for EVs. Heck, there's even a state program that pays your shop directly for doing certain emissions repairs, which makes it way easier for your customers to say yes to those bigger jobs. So you gotta be asking, if all this money's out there, why isn't every shop grabbing it? Well, this really gets to the core of it all. Getting this funding, it's not a secret. It's a process. And it's a very specific, complicated process that, let's be honest, you just don't have time for.
And that brings us to the solution, right? How do you actually get this money without pulling your hair out over all the paperwork? Simple. You have that process managed for you.
Here's the real roadblock. It's not that your shop isn't eligible. Chances are it is. The problem is you're busy running a business. You don't have the extra hours in the day or the niche expertise to deal with the mountain of administrative work that comes with these programs. And that's where a managed service provider, or MSP, comes in. You can just think of an MSP as your dedicated workforce partner. We handle that whole messy funding process from A to Z so you can stay focused on what you're actually good at: fixing cars.
So what does that actually look like? Well, it means we're handling all the coordination with the state agencies. We're matching the right funding sources to your specific hiring plans. We manage all the compliance and reporting, and we make sure every single strict deadline, like that 28-day rule for the WOTC credit, is hit, no exceptions. We basically take all of that off your plate.
Okay, now let's get into the really powerful stuff here. This isn't just about grabbing one grant or one tax credit. It's about building a real, integrated funding strategy.
This is really what separates the amateurs from the pros. We use what's called a braided strategy. And all that really means is that we layer or braid multiple funding sources to support the very same employee. This is how you really, truly maximize how much money you get back.
Let me give you a quick real-world example. So you hire a new technician and you want to get them EV trained. Step 1, you hire them. Easy enough. Step 2, you get wage reimbursement to help cover their paycheck. Step 3, you get another reimbursement to cover their tuition costs. And now here's the brilliant part. Step 4, you can often use the wage money you got reimbursed as your required financial match for the training funds. You're basically funding your investment with the program's own money.
So when it's all said and done, what's the bottom line impact of a strategy like this? You could be looking at anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000.
And get this, that's the potential savings for each trainee. This completely changes the game. That thing that was your biggest cost center is now a structured, heavily subsidized investment in the future of your shop. All right, so I bet you're thinking, this sounds amazing, but where in the world do I even start? Let's talk about the very first and very simple step you can take, just checking your eligibility. The trick is to have a partner who lives and breathes this stuff, someone who specializes in exactly this, the workforce needs of the Arizona auto industry. So everything starts with a simple, completely low-risk eligibility check. And I really need to emphasize this part. This is not a government application. We're not submitting anything to an agency yet. It's just a quick internal look to see what you qualify for before any of the formal stuff begins.
And we designed it to be fast. You can literally take a 2-minute review over at smarterwaytoapply.com and see exactly what programs your shop could be tapping into. Think of it as opening the door to all these possibilities.
So I'll just leave you with this one last thought to chew on. If that single biggest cost driver, hiring and training, was completely funded, what would that unlock for your business? What could your shop really achieve next?